In the dark, icy winters of Iceland, tales of a terrifying ogress named Gryla and her mischievous sons, the Yule lads, have been told for centuries. These stories are both a warning and a celebration, blending fear and humor into Icelandic folklore. Let's dive into the chilling and fascinating legends of Gryla and the Yule lads. Gryla is no ordinary ogress. She's a monstrous figure said to live in the mountains, far from the villages. But every year during the Christmas season, she comes down from her lair, seeking misbehaving children to capture and eat. According to legend, Gryla has an insatiable appetite for naughty kids, and she carries a giant sack to haul them back to her cave. Her appearance is as terrifying as her reputation. She's described as having hooves for feet, a gnarled and wrinkled face, and horns like a goat. Her long knotted hair and ragged clothing make her a grotesque figure. Some stories even say she can detect misbehaving children from miles away, making her a constant threat during the holiday season. But Gryla doesn't act alone. She's joined by her 13 sons, known as the Yule lads. Unlike their fearsome mother, the Yule lads are mischievous pranksters with distinct personalities. Starting 13 days before Christmas, each Yule lad comes down from the mountains one by one, visiting households and causing trouble. The Yule lads each have unique names that hint at their antics. For example, there's Spoon Licker, who steals wooden spoons to lick the leftover food, Door Slammer, who delights in slamming doors at night to scare people, and Sausage Swiper, who sneaks into kitchens to steal sausages. These names, and the pranks they describe, are meant to be funny but also carry a hint of chaos. For centuries, the Yule lads were as fearsome as Gryla herself. They were originally depicted as child-eating monsters, much like their mother. But over time, their image softened. Today, they're seen more as playful troublemakers than true threats. In fact, Icelandic children now look forward to their visits. Each night leading up to Christmas, children leave a shoe on their windowsill. If they've been good, the Yule lad of the day will leave a small gift, like a toy or a candy, in the shoe. But if they've misbehaved, they'll find a rotten potato instead. The Yule lads also share their mountain home with another fearsome creature, the Yule cat. This enormous black cat is said to prowl the snowy countryside during Christmas, looking for people who haven't received new clothes for the holiday. If you don't have new clothes to wear, the Yule cat might devour you. This strange tradition encourages generosity, with families ensuring everyone has at least one new item of clothing to keep the Yule cat at bay. Together, Gryla, the Yule lads, and the Yule cat create a unique mix of fright and fun during Iceland's holiday season. They've evolved from terrifying folklore into a beloved part of Icelandic culture. Gryla's story goes back centuries, with her first mentions appearing in Icelandic medieval texts. Initially, she wasn't specifically tied to Christmas. Instead, she was a general symbol of fear and ogress who could snatch misbehaving children year-round. Over time, her legend became linked to the Yule season, when the long, dark nights of Icelandic winters created the perfect atmosphere for chilling tales. Gryla's ability to terrorize isn't limited to her horrifying appearance. She's said to have magical powers, including the ability to summon blizzards and control the weather. Her cavernous home in the mountains is depicted as a grim, smoky lair where she cooks her infamous stew, a gruesome dish made entirely of naughty children. According to the stories, Gryla's stew pot is never empty, as she's always on the hunt for her next unfortunate victim. But Gryla isn't just a lone monster, she has a family, and they're just as strange. Her husband, Lepalai, is a lazy, foolish ogre who doesn't help much with her child-snatching schemes. He's often portrayed as a comic figure, overshadowed by Gryla's dominating presence. Some versions of the story suggest that Gryla has had multiple husbands over the years, all of whom met unfortunate ends, likely at her hands. The Yule lads, Gryla's 13 sons, are among the most unique and entertaining aspects of Icelandic Christmas traditions. Their antics reflect the challenges of rural Icelandic life in the past, with their pranks often targeting food, a precious resource in the harsh winters. Sheepcoat Clod tries to steal sheep but can't because of his stiff legs. Skyr Gobbler devours skyr, a traditional Icelandic yogurt. and candle stealer sneaks in to take candles, which were once made of precious tallow and served as a vital source of light during the long, dark nights. While the Yule lads are now seen as mostly harmless, their modern depiction is a far cry from their earlier portrayal. In the past, their pranks were seen as malicious, and they were used to frighten children into good behavior. It wasn't until the 19th and 20th centuries that they began to be reimagined as mischievous but ultimately benevolent figures, similar to Santa Claus's elves. The Yule cat, or J. lacturin, is perhaps the most peculiar and unnerving member of Gryla's family. This enormous feline is said to roam the snowy countryside during Christmas, its glowing eyes piercing through the darkness as it hunts for those who failed to earn new clothes. The origins of this legend are practical. It served as a way to encourage hard work and generosity. Farmers would reward their workers with new garments if they finished all their tasks before the holidays. Those who were lazy or unlucky enough to go without risked becoming the Yule cat's next meal. Over time, the story became a festive reminder of the importance of giving, with families ensuring everyone received at least one new piece of clothing to avoid the wrath of this fearsome beast.